it's Steve from Old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to an impromptu sort of ish Sunday night news stream. I haven't done any news for a while, since before Christmas, so I thought I'd better catch up, hadn't I? So we've got some news articles to look at tonight. And Win Grace is in the chat saying, News, obsessed with numbers is Win Grace. It's a sequel. So, anyway, before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Right, we're live on YouTube. Yes, we are. We should be live on Rumble, except it's not come on for some reason. Whatever. I'll give it a minute. And we're live on Twitch. Yes, we're live on Rumble. Explore the description for various links for merch, my books, the things. What else? My Patreon page, and all that sort of stuff. Various websites, blah blah blah, and become a member, and then you can join in the live chat because we're going back to members only live chat for reasons. But anyway, that's less said about that, the better. So you can do that as well, and a bit early access videos and exclusive videos as well as. Right. So, also, I'm trying something out this week. Well, tonight. I don't know how many ads YouTube puts in these live streams. I don't know. I've set it to do the minimal amount of ads, a minimum amount of ads. But I've got a little ad break, a 15-second little ad break that I'm going to try between stories or just every so often. So we'll see if that sort of like lets YouTube put an ad in. I don't know if it'll work like that. I don't know, but we're going to try that out. Right, so let's get on with some news, shall we? We've got, I haven't got that many news stories. 3, 6, 9 news stories for us to have a look at. So we'll get on with it, shall we? Right, so I'll pop myself down. I forgot how I do this. Do I put myself in the corner, or do I just add the news? No, I just add the news, don't I? Right, oh, so we're off. So I'll full screen that, and we'll get on with it. Add to stage. There we go, let's do it like that. Right, first up from That Park Place, M. Montanero writes, Captain America Brave New World runtime shows it's the shortest yet most expensive Captain America movie to date. Troubled film costs nearly $3 million per minute. Pardon me, so I'm burping because I'm drinking pop. So it's an expensive thing, isn't it? When I saw this picture, I was thinking, why has he got robot arms? And I know he hasn't. His arms are there, look. He's holding his shield, because he's Captain America. Except he's not Steve Rogers, he's Captain America. Anyway, so Marvel Studios is gearing up for the release of Captain America Brave New World. I wonder why they changed it from Captain America New World Order. I wonder why. But Brave New World's nearly as bad, isn't it? But early revelations about its runtime, I might as well just call it Captain America Illuminati. Or Captain America versus the Anunnaki. Anunnaki. But early revelations about its runtime and budget are raising eyebrows across the industry. And there he is again. Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, who is good as Sam Wilson, Falcon, not as Captain America. You got to do better, Senator. Finger wagging. That's what Captain America wags fingers at people now. In Marvel Studios' Captain America Brave New World. Oh, let's just tell us what that picture is. That Park Place, little tip, if it's telling it, if that's for the image, I don't know, italic it or make it smaller or something like that, because then you get idiots like me just reading it out. At just 118 minutes long, which is under 2 hours. That's an hour and 58 minutes, isn't it? That'll be including? Is that including credits? So we have like 10 minutes of credits, maybe more. I don't know, but this film will be the shortest Captain America movie to date. Yet its budget has reportedly ballooned to a staggering $350 million, which means that it costs a jaw-dropping $2.9 million per minute of runtime, which is mental, isn't it? It is absolutely mental, and it'll not make that back. It'll not make 300 that. He'll not make that money back. No way. Anyway, the $350 million figure is a low-end projection, with some outlets believing the latest MCU project could even get up to production costs of $375 million. That high-end figure would put the per-minute cost of this film up to $3.1 million. For context, here's how Brave New World stacks up against its predecessors in both length and cost per minute. Right, here we go. Captain America, the First Avenger, my personal favourite. 124 minutes long with a $140 million budget. $1.1 million per minute. Still staggering amount of money, innit, to be completely honest. Winter Soldier, 1.2 million, and Civil War, 1.6 million. But Captain America Civil War wasn't really a Captain America film, was it? Really? But, you know, it was Avengers. It was an Avengers film, wasn't it? To be completely honest. But anyway, it's wild to know that the film actually surpasses Civil War, a nearly 2.5-hour blockbuster featuring an ensemble cast, including Robert Downey Jr. and Scarlett Johansson, in budget and cost per minute. Like I say, Avengers. It was Captain America Avengers, wasn't it, really? Yeah, Avengers 2.5, yes it was. Brave New World has been plagued by reports of numerous rewrites and reshoots contributing to its inflated budget. With reshoots and marketing, it's estimated that the total cost of the film could approach $500 million. Will we ever get to a movie that actually costs $1 billion to make? We will, won't we? Within 10 years, we'll have a movie that's cost $1 billion. That means the film will have to make somewhere in the neighbourhood of $1 billion to make a profit. Well, no, it'll be more than that. If the film's approaching $500 million, the rule of thumb... Have we an ad break already? Unbelievable. Tell you what, we'll try this then. We'll go for an ad break. We're back. Ad break already. Unbelievable. Dear. I forgot what I want now. Right, yeah. Rule of thumb for movie costs is... I know it's not really now, but they used to say it's got to make 3 times the budget. And, 3 times the budget to break even. Because the studio gets... half-ish of the ticket sales. So if it makes $1 billion at the box office, then Disney, whatever, I just get half of that. But they actually probably get a bit less than that, but we'll say half. So they'd get $500 million. But then the marketing to spend on, aren't they? And marketing, it depends, doesn't it? But marketing can be like, on a movie like this, it's going to be at least $100 million, isn't it? At least. So, and what else? Well, there was another rule of thumb as well, which I've forgotten because I'm addled, but never mind. But it won't make its money back anyway. It won't, because I don't think anybody cares about this Captain America. Given this, it's no surprise that fans are questioning how Marvel can justify such lavish expenditures. Compounding matters... I think it's supposed to be matters. Buzz for the movie is tepid at best. Early box office projections estimate an opening weekend haul of $96 million, a figure comparable to The Winter Soldier, which was made for less than half the budget of Brave New World. I think I'd be lucky to get that, to be honest. But we'll see. If these numbers hold, Marvel could face significant challenges recouping its investment. The runtime of Captain America Brave New World has also drawn attention. At 1 hour and 58 minutes, it's one of the shortest films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, ranking as the 7th shortest out of 35 movies. It'll be 35. Blimey. Most MCU films under 2 hours belong to the franchise's earlier phases, with a few recent exceptions like the Marvels, which clocked in at just 1 hour and 45 minutes. Another deeply troubled production that led to a massive box office bomb. Yeah, that lost a lot of money. But I watched it recently. You know what? I didn't mind it. I didn't love it or anything like that, but I didn't find it, terrible. It wasn't good, but I didn't think it was, terrible. I didn't find it insultingly bad. The longest MCU film remains Avengers Endgame at 3 hours and 1 minute. While short, and apparently they've cut loads of stuff out. Seth Rollins, the WWE actor, he's an actor, wrestler, was supposed to be in it, and apparently he's been cut out. Maybe this'll tell us, I don't know. While shorter runtimes can benefit pacing, they also raise concerns about whether Brave New World will deliver the depth and spectacle audiences have come to expect from MCU films. The movie introduces Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson as the titular hero, replacing Chris Evans' iconic Steve Rogers. This follows the Disney Plus series Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which failed to resonate with audiences due to its embrace of identity politics, among other narrative concerns. Yeah, it wasn't very good, was Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It started off well. I thought it started off really well. The first episode, maybe the first couple of episodes, I don't know, but I can't really remember. I remember the first episode, I thought, ooh, they've thrown a lot of money at this, because there was the big train thing, wasn't there? I think we were on a train, wasn't it? I thought, blimey. But it just fizzled out, didn't it? It was rubbish. Got to do better, Senator. As Marvel pivots into Phase 5 of the MCU, I've lost track of what phase we're on, to be completely honest. I thought we were on Phase 5 already. Can't remember. Brave New World represents a significant gamble, with mounting criticism over rising budgets and waning audience interest. This film's performance will likely be scrutinised as a scientist scrutinises life that lives in a drop of water. Sorry, I'm doing a War of the Worlds thing. Wingrace says, supposedly the whole plot was about a global pandemic and they had to quickly cut that whole story out. In the series, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I know Falcon and the Winter Soldier was supposed to be about a pandemic, wasn't it? And they cut that out, which is why they wanted the medicines or something. They were after medicines were the baddies, weren't they? But they cut most of that other stuff out. Is this one a similar? I can't remember. But anyway. Scrutinised as a bellwether for the franchise's future. I've heard that word before, but I have no idea what it means. Can Marvel justify spending $2.9 to $3.1 million per minute on a film struggling to build hype? Are you surprised by the Captain America Brave New World runtime? Sound off in the comments and let us know. Anything in the comments then? 8. Whereas Bunny with a keyboard says, whereas the people who made Batgirl were smart enough to realise that actually releasing it would damage the brand. Yes, if you remember Batgirl, it was supposed to be like a streaming movie, I think, wasn't it? It got cancelled and shelved, put away somewhere, wasn't it? It saved them money. Not releasing it were less expensive than releasing it. They lost less money just shelving it than actually releasing it and claiming the tax back. It's not the worst Marvel movie ever. It's just the worst Marvel movie so far. Oh, Bunny with a keyboard again. It's all the same people speaking. Anyway, whatever. Very good. So there we go. I don't think it'll make its money back. I don't think it'll be very good either, to be honest. I think it'll be all disjointed and you'll be thinking, what the hell's going on here? But it'll be action scenes that seem nothing to do with the acting scenes, if you know what I mean. But anyway, I bet they've kept most of the action scenes because they're the most expensive bits, and just faffed about with the bits in between, the bits where the actors are telling you the plot and all that, and exposition. But anyway, we'll just have to wait and see. When is it? It's in March. It's coming out. Did it say at the end? I can't remember. Where are we? It doesn't say. No. I think it's March, isn't it? Or is it? I can't remember. Anyway, whatever. Whenever it comes out, we will see. But I'll not be going to see it. I'll wait until it pops up on Disney Plus, which will be, I don't know, a month or something else. A couple of months later, won't it? Anyway, right. So we'll move on. I hope it's good, because I like Sam Wilson. He's a good character as the Falcon. I just don't like him as Captain America. Captain America should be a super soldier. He should have to take, the super serum, so he's super powered. Remember Steve Rogers held down that helicopter in Winter Soldier? That's how strong he's supposed to be. I bet Sam Wilson can't wield Mjolnir like Steve Rogers can. Anyway. We'll move on. We'll have another quick break, just in case YouTube want to put an ad in. That's what we'll do. So, back in 15 seconds. Right, I'm back. I hope that works. Anyway, Star Trek. Moving on to Star Trek news. A new Star Trek movie is streaming this month. This is from Dexerto. Chris Tilly reporting. And there's Empress Philippa Giorgio. I had to bloody think about her name then. Empress Philippa. Played by Michelle Yeoh, as we all know. Right, a new Star Trek movie, subtitled Section 31. No, it's Star Trek Section 31. There's no subtitle. Stupid person. Is bringing back a hugely popular character. Are you sure about that? And dropping on Paramount Plus this month. Maybe they mean Rachel Garrett. It's been years since the last Star Trek movie, with Star Trek Beyond hitting cinema screens in 2016 and effectively ending that incarnation with something of a whimper. I think we're all right with Star Trek Beyond. For the most part, I quite enjoyed it. Apart from, I didn't like the Yorktown space station. I thought that was a bit too big and alien-y. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, what else? Didn't like the motorbike. Didn't like that the USS Franklin had a bridge window. Didn't like that. Because it was supposed to be from the previous, from actual canon, from our universe, so to speak, before the Narada came through from the future and all that. But whatever. And I didn't like that to use the music to destroy the alien fighter ship things, whatever. That was stupid. But apart from that, it was fine. Right, but the sci-fi franchise has gone from strength to strength on the small screen. Who wrote this? Well, thanks to the likes of Star Trek Discovery. This is like going completely opposite to another article that's coming up in a couple of goes. Star Trek Discovery, Picard, Lower Decks, Prodigy, and Strange New Worlds. Because strength to strength, is it? Now, a new spin-off is launching on Paramount streaming channel. You mean streaming service? In the shape of a TV movie about a notorious Star Trek villain. Is it a notorious? Well, who's going to be the? Anyway, whatever. Originally planned as a series, the story has been turned into a TV movie because Michelle Yeoh got too expensive. That will likely serve as a backdoor pilot for the show, should fans like what they see. It won't. If you watch Trek, I didn't watch. I saw it in a short. So I don't know the full story, but I think Jay is saying something along the lines of, I could be wrong. Kurtzman's kind of being given an ultimatum: get out by June, mid-2025. So we'll see. Win Grace will probably put me right about that. Anywho. The film sees Michelle Yeoh reprise her Star Trek Discovery role as Empress Philippa Giorgio, who is forced to join a secret division of Starfleet, which is called Section 31, and is tasked with protecting the United Federation of Planets. I'm a bit confused about Section 31, because I'm sure in Deep Space Nine they say it's part of the Federation Charter. Section Article 14, Section 31, or whatever. But I think in Enterprise, it was part of the Starfleet Charter. So I'm not exactly sure which is which. But does it matter? I don't know. Paramount Plus probably won't be here by mid-2025. That is entirely possible. I think it will be though. There's the big Skydance buyout in there. Is my camera wobbly? Oh, there we go. But I had a Dutch angle, like a Batman villain. Anyway, and is tasked with protecting the United Federation of Planets. But Giorgio's committed heinous acts during her rise to power, so the character must also face the sins of her past in the movie. Well, not really, because she kind of did that, didn't she, in Star Trek Discovery? Season 4, was it Season 4? I can't remember. But she kind of did that. Have you farted again? Still got that cat. Remember a few live streams ago I said a cat's claimed this house as its own. And it keeps farting and the bloody stink, tell you. Is that too much information? But it's because I've got to talk and I've got to breathe through my mouth and I can taste it. Can you be charged for things you did in another reality? I don't. This is it, isn't it? This is it. Have they got some? They'll have some multiverse police going on. Have we had? Is there a multiverse police? Not them from the Marvel. They're the multiverse police, aren't they? Are they the time police? I'm not sure actually. They're the timeline police, aren't they? Is a timeline like a multiverse? I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Right, where were we? Section 31 features a star-studded cast playing all new characters alongside you, including this star-studded including Sam Richardson, Robert Kaczynski, wasn't he the Warpfield specialist? Kaczynski. I know that was Kozinski, wasn't it? In season 1 of TNG, Casey Roll, Sven Rygrock, James Hiroyoku Lau, Humbly Gonzalez, Joe, people you've never heard of. They're the star-studded cast. Star Trek Section 31 will be available to stream exclusively on Paramount Plus in the US and in all international markets where the service is available. Was that it? Oh, right. This article was paid for by Paramount Plus. Department of Temporal Investigations. The travellers might be kind of that way. This is it. Is temporal the same as multiverse? I don't know. Is a timeline the same as another universe? Kind of, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, is that a dark mode? Oh, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. Oh, never mind. Got to sign up to enable dark mode, never mind. So there we go. So it's coming out. Is it 24th? So it's only 4 days away, isn't it? Well, I don't even know what today's date is. 19th. 5 days away. It's only 5 days away. And I don't know. I don't think it's going to be good because it looks bloody awful from the trailers. But Alan Eng from Film Threat quite liked it. But I don't think Alan Eng's a Star Trek fan, as per se, if you know what I mean. So, he's not into it. He's not into all the lore and stuff like that. I'm sure he said that. He said he quite enjoyed it. He said it was kind of like the Suicide Squad of Star Trek. So, don't know, but it looks terrible from the trailers, and I'm sure it will be terrible. Maybe you've got to switch your brain off, switch your Star Trek brain off to enjoy it. Can I do that? Don't know. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Only 5 days to wait. So, anyway. Right, so we'll move on. I think Windgrace, I'll love it myself. And Sci-Fi Quest, I'll definitely love it. He'll buy the Blu-ray and everything with Sci-Fi Quest. I think he will. Not that he's here. Right. I'm going to play another ad break and we'll move on to the next Star Trek story. Hey, I forgot where I've put it. Where is it? There it is. Where is it? I've lost it already. Oh, it's there. Hey, right, I'm back. Does it work? I don't know. But anyway, we'll carry on. Winger says, I'm sure I'll think it's okay and miss everyone off. Is that a spoil? Oh, I thought you were being nice. I might think it's okay. It might surprise us. You never know. But anyway, onto bricks of the Lego kind. Close brick counters of the Lego kind. Lego Star Trek rumour. Community says make it so. This is from actually a while ago, from the beginning of January. But I saw it on Instagram. There were no links, so I had to go searching. So apparently, an NC's Enterprise D Lego set's coming. I don't know if it's going to look like that. I don't think it will, to be honest, because that looks a bit shit, to be completely honest. But anyway. So off we go. This is from, as I said, Brick Fanatics, Jack Yates. It's been a day since the update of the Lego Star Trek rumour, but one thing is clear in the community is the Lego group needs to make it so. And me. Just as Captain Jean-Luc Picard says that more than 50 times in Star Trek The Next Generation, does he? Oh, no, I've not counted. Both the Lego and Star Trek communities are eager for the Lego group to make it so when it comes to the rumoured Star Trek 10356, whatever that means, USS Enterprise D. At the time of writing, this model is only rumoured and should be treated with caution, but that hasn't stopped fans online from getting especially excited. It's common for Lego and non-Lego fans across the internet to be eager when it comes to various rumoured Lego sets. There are notably more enthusiasts excited about this rumour than usual online, though, demonstrating the strength of the Star Trek franchise and its community. That's a bit small, so I'll make that a bit bigger. There we go. A bit bigger still. There we go. I think it's 3,000, I think. Oh, no, it's 7,000. It says down here. Hang on. Blah, blah, blah. Right, get to the tweet, the X post. So, UCS, whatever that means, icons-sized sets, Enterprise D, about $800, 7,500 pieces. That's it, with 9 figures: Picard, Riker, Bearded, Worf, Geordi, Data, Councillor Troy, Dr. Crusher, Wesley, Barclay, Guinan, and Chief O'Brien. That's 10. Oh, right. I think if I counted right. And then a Stargazer one for $350, 3,000 to 3,500 pieces, with Picard, Season 1. Oh, this is from The Battle. Riker, Beardless, Season 1. Councillor Troy, Damon Bock, Kazago, and Rata there. The Ferengi, just 30 hello, hope your day's going good. Not really, I was in a foul mood a couple of hours ago for family reasons, but whatever. Anyway, right, and also what's coming out? Dioramas. These Lego ones then again, mustn't they? I didn't know Lego did dioramas, but there we go. An Enterprise D bridge, a measure of a man, Starbase courtroom, the Inner Light, Cayman's home, the Catan probe, and all that stuff. And then play sets, Samaritan Snare. That's the pack-led ones, isn't it? Yeah. Skin of Evil play set. You too can reenact Tasha Yar being viciously murdered by an oil slick. Iborg, Hugh. That Geordie give him that. You. And Darmok and Jalad. See, that'd be cool. But there we go. So is that what's coming out soon? Yes. Can't wait to do so many courtroom scenes with my Trek figs. Oh dear. Speaking of courtroom scenes, I watched an excellent episode of Star Trek The Next Generation today. I'm going through my season 4, and it was Devil's Due. I love that episode. Really, really good. And I wish we saw Ardra again. They kind of hinted that we'd see her again. We never did we? But I really like that episode. Famously, it's a Star Trek Phase 2 leftover episode. So I wonder how that had played in with Kirk and Spock and all them. That would have been an interesting thing. Justin says, sorry to hear that. I just got done work out moving snow. Oh, it's been predicted, hasn't it, over there? Lots of snow. We've just got rid of ours. It disappeared earlier on this week. But it's come cold again today, but I don't think we're due any snow, thankfully. Anyway, where were we? There's undoubtedly a lot of potential, says the article, for a Lego Star Trek theme. As confusing as it might be, some with Lego Star Wars on shelves for more than 25 years still remember that the 3,600-piece USS Enterprise D is all that's rumoured right now, and it's far from confirmed. I thought it said 7,000, 7,500 it says there. Not 3,000. The Stargazer's 3,000. Or is that a misprint? I don't know. Given that, what is that number, mate? I've no idea. Given that the Enterprise D is said to be a Black Friday 2025 release, when's Black Friday? Is that November? Or is that something else? I don't know. I don't know. A gift with purchase may at least accompany it, as we saw with Avengers Tower and the Endurance. Many are hoping that this would be the start, just be the start of Lego Star Trek, though. And it's not, excuse me, and it's not hard to see why, even from the Lego group's perspective. You know what I want to see? Never mind Lego sets. I want to see Lego Star Trek games. You know, like Lego games. And a Lego Star Trek cartoon. That'd be good. Set in the TNG universe. That'd be, make it funny. That would be really good. And no dialogue. Hang on. Justin says, Love Devil's Due. There's a great follow-up. Right. So we did see Ardra again in the TNG comics, but I meant on screen. Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving. Oh, so it is November then. In November, no fixed date. Yes, November, right after Thanksgiving, right. Because there's another day, isn't there? I'm thinking of Prime Day, Amazon Prime Day. That's what I'm thinking of. That's earlier in the year, isn't it? Where were we? Where are we? Whatever. Blah blah blah. If the Lego Group get into the Star Trek Starship game, then they'll be basically be printing money for themselves. Shared RCS 799 on the Star Trek Reddit. Yeah, very good. Okay, right. Just people commenting about it. Just saying, yes, take my money. And that meme from him, I forgot his name, from Futurama. So, yeah, I don't think it'll look like that, because that's not 3,500 or 7,500 pieces, is it? I think it'll look a bit better than that. But I still won't mind that, to be honest. But I won't pay $800 for it. Whatever that is in proper money. But there we go. So, lots of people will be getting Star Trek Lego for Christmas this year. So, there we go. I just thought that was a bit of fun. I'm not paying all that money. I haven't even got any Star Wars Lego. Not proper Star Wars Lego. I've got like a couple of... I think I've got an AT-ST that cost me about £3. About that big. It's up there somewhere. I'm not one of these that gets the massive, Star Destroyers and Millennium Falcons and all that, and Death Stars. I'm not that patient to sit building that. Although I do have a not Lego, but I do have a Mega Bloks destroyer, not Star Destroyer, just a normal ship. It were on offer, so I got that. I actually got two. Because they were on offer. I got one for me and one for my son. Actually, I got one for my son, and then I got home with it, and I thought, I'm going to just build this myself. And then I bought him, and I went again and bought him another one, which he didn't build. Anyway, but never mind. Right, so we'll move on, and then we're moving on to another Star Trek story now. So I'll do the old ad break again, shall I? Off we go. Are we ready? Here we go. Right, I'm back. With Screen Rant, sticking with Star Trek. I've not read this article. I've just read the title. So I was saying earlier, what the first Star Trek article said about Star Trek being, amazing currently. This one kind of says the opposite, I think. Star Trek TV shows are set until 2026 or later, but why does it feel like the franchise is failing? And there's Pike doing a face palm. And there's Holly Hunter. I think it's Holly Hunter, isn't it? Who's going to be in Star Trek Starfleet Academy, which nobody wants. Anyway, John Orquiola with his Star Trek names. That sounds like a title episode, doesn't it, of Star Trek, Orquiola. Reminds me of Aquiel, that episode. Right, Star Trek has 2 TV series guaranteed for the next 2 years, and yet it feels like the franchise is on the wane. It kind of is, to be honest, isn't it? There's more being, there's more Star Trek ending than starting at the moment, isn't there? Star Trek Television was resurrected by Star Trek Discovery in 2017, which was the first new Star Trek TV series in 12 years after Star Trek Enterprise was cancelled in 2005. Thanks, Les Moonves. Discovery's success ushered in an expansive Star Trek on Paramount Plus streaming franchise, which came to boast Star Trek Picard, Star Trek Lower Decks, which initially were Star Trek Prodigy, which were good, and Star Trek Strange New Worlds, which I really enjoy, but I'm trepidatious, if that's a word, about season 3. I'm not looking forward to season 3. Well, I am looking forward to season 3, but I don't think it's going to be good, or as good as seasons 1 and 2, which I did really enjoy, for the most part. Anyway, although there have been 13 Star Trek theatrical movies, and the first Star Trek made-for-streaming movie, Star Trek Section 31, premieres January 24th on Paramount Plus, Star Trek has always been fundamentally a TV franchise. Star Trek is at its best on television, which allows for the long-form storytelling needed to explore complex moral quandaries and Star Trek's massive pantheon of beloved characters. Bloody hands again. YouTube, unbelievable. I'll twiddle my thumbs for a minute while Windgrace's ads play. Are they over yet? I don't know if he's watching ads, in it. Can he skip them? Well, I'm carrying on. The perceived strength of Star Trek lies not just in the quality of its TV series, but also in its quantity. After Star Trek, the original series in the 1960s spawned multiple spin-offs from the late 1980s to the early 2000s, starting with Star Trek The Next Generation. I hit skip after. Oh, well, fair enough. That's what you should do. Or just subscribe to YouTube for, I don't know how much it costs in America. Then you don't get any ads. I forgot what I want now. I just read that bit. I'll read it again. After Star Trek, the original series in the 1960s spawned multiple spin-offs from the late 1980s to the early 2000s, starting with Star Trek The Next Generation. And there's Pike. Is this from season 3 or 2? It's from season 3, this, innit? Because I've just seen a picture down there. Dishy Nurse Chapel. I'm going to hate it. Sorry to ruin it. Don't worry about it, mate. It's going to be bloody awfully season 3, it is. More Star Trek is coming to Paramount Plus, starting with Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3. Strange New Worlds' hotly anticipated Season 3. Except it's not, though, is it? Well, it's not for me. The first 2 seasons were. But Season 3 I'm dreading. Will arrive roughly 2 years after Strange New Worlds Season 2, due to filming being delayed by the combined SAG-AFTRA and WGA strikes in 2023. Oh, excuse me. Oh, crikey, that went down in a lump. Oh, dear. With production already completed, Strange New Worlds Season 3 awaits its official 2025 release date on Paramount+. Excitingly, the streamer... When do you think? I think it'll come out in about April or something like that, around about Easter time. That's what I think. I could be wrong. Excitingly... the streamer already renewed Star Trek Strange New Worlds for Season 4, which starts production of its next 10 episodes in early 2025 for a targeted 2026 release. Star Trek Starfleet Academy is also assured 2 seasons after Paramount Plus renewed it while Season 1 was filming. Why? The newest Star Trek on Paramount Plus series is filming both seasons back to back. So they're essentially just doing 1 season then. It's going to be like a regular... If it's 2 seasons of 10 episodes, they're essentially just doing a regular, old-fashioned season of TV then, aren't they? to be completely honest, and just calling it 2 seasons. With a stellar young cast led by Academy Award winner Holly Hunter, an Academy Award nominee. I like Holly Hunter, but, she's a bit like Alabama, isn't she, if you know what I mean? Or she's a southern gal, isn't she? And you can tell. An Academy Award nominee, Paul Giamatti, playing season one's main villain. Starfleet Academy is also loaded for bear with Star Trek legacy characters like the Doctor, Robert Picardo from Star Trek Voyager. Justin says, Strange New Worlds season was great. Season 1 was great. Season 2 had some good episodes. A few were meh. Too much Kirk. You mean Sam Kirk? Oh, no, yeah. Oh, I know. James T. Kirk was in it quite a bit, wasn't he? Yes, it was, yes. Yes, I agree. I think season 1 was the better season, the best season so far. But season 2 was okay. I didn't mind it. But I'm dreading season 3. It's possible Star Trek Starfleet Academy Season 1 could also premiere in late 2025 with Season 2 in 2026. I don't think so. Or the 2 seasons could be released in 2026 and 2027. Either way, 40 hours of new Star Trek are coming. 40 is Star Trek is, I don't know, whatever. What we're looking at here, that's away from season 1, innit, of Discovery. Well, I enjoyed season 1 of Star Trek Discovery, to be completely honest. I thought it was alright. That's Janeway in Prodigy. That's season 5 of Discovery, innit, with the chase aliens. Good old Lower Decks. That's Data in Picard season 3. He said he'd never age. I sort of watched it in an episode in season 4. It's which one is it now? It's the episode Data's Day, where it's Keiko and Miles's wedding day, and Data's talking to Deanna Troi about maybe one day getting married, and because she's talking about getting old, you marry somebody and get old with them together, and he says, well, of course I will never get old. But unfortunately he did. There we go. Anyway, right. As exciting as the prospect of both Star Trek Strange New Worlds and Star Trek Starfleet Academy may be, audiences had so much more Star Trek to enjoy. Just recently, Justin34 says, Picard Season 3 was excellent. I thought it was alright. I didn't think it was excellent. I know people were raving about it. I did enjoy it for the most part, but too many loose ends and open things that are not explained in it for me. But I thought it was alright. But I didn't think it was as good as people made it out to be. But it was the best season of Star Trek Picard. By a long way. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. In 2022 and 2023, Star Trek on Paramount Plus had 5 Star Trek series on the air. 2022 was remarkable because between all of those shows, there was a new episode of Star Trek premiering every Thursday for almost the entire year. 2023 followed with the acclaimed double shot of Star Trek Picard Season 3 and Star Trek Strange New World Season 2. I think I said at the time that I preferred Strange New World Season 2 to Star Trek Picard Season 3. Hot take? Probably. And that's what we've had. 2024 was also a better year than it seemed for Star Trek Discovery. Star Trek Discovery ended with Season 5. Yay! But it went out on a high note, did it? Or it went out on a high with one of its strongest efforts. Star Trek Prodigy, at least it's over. Or is it? You never know. Star Trek Prodigy Season 2 on Netflix and Star Trek Lower Decks Season 5, also its final season, leaned into the multiverse and delivered stunningly imaginative all-time classics that show genuine reverence for Star Trek's lore. The end of Lower Decks on Paramount Plus and Netflix still not renewing Prodigy especially stings because Star Trek animation was in a golden age, which has come to a stop. I wouldn't actually call it a golden age. They've only had 2 ages of Star Trek animation. So, anyway. Since 2020, there have been a minimum of 3 Star Trek series per year that released new episodes on Paramount Plus and on Netflix in 2024. By the way, as I say, in the UK, we get classic Trek on Netflix for the foreseeable future, they've said, so I don't know how long it'll be, but we will see. I really liked Season 5 for the first half until they fell on their face again. I honestly can't remember much about it, to be honest. I found it wholly forgettable. So I remember the chase aliens. I can't really remember much about it. I like Season 1 of Picard also. I thought it was bloody awful. I thought Seasons 1 and 2 were bloody awful. Season 2 had good ideas. Actually, no, I'm lying. Season 1, I didn't mind until it got to the last episode. And then it just all fell apart. Season 2 had good ideas, but it was not written well, in my opinion. Pretty much. I forgot what I want now. That now drops to only 1 in 2025. Oh, around about 3 Star Trek series per year. So just 1 in 2025. Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3, when the Star Trek Starfleet Academy premieres in late 2025. And even if it does, and Star Trek and Strange New Worlds and Starfleet Academy each have a new season in 2025 and 2026, this is still a reduction of the amount Star Trek fans have come to expect in the current era. We haven't expected anything. Some classic Trek now. That's TNG, Season 4, I think. Deep Space Nine. Early seasons, 1 and 2. I think he'd grown the beard in Season 3, hadn't he? And then he shaved his head in Season 4, didn't he? Cisco, I'm on about. Voyager, well, Season 4 onwards, because it's got 7 of 9. And Enterprise, probably Season 1, because she's got mad hair. Her hair got better as it went on, didn't it? Did T'Pol's hair. And Classic. What they put original series last for, with a nice little montage there. Hang on, where are we? Last episode is a great tearjerker. Picard is my TV dad. The last episode of Picard, the Season 3, it was good. I said when they got the Enterprise D out of mothballs, well, half of it. That were cool. Yeah, Season 2 was about 6 ideas hurriedly crammed together. They were awful. They were awful. Star Trek, the original series, was the lone Star Trek show besides Star Trek, the animated series, until Star Trek, the Next Generation premiered in 1987. In 1993, Star Trek Deep Space Nine premiered. Is this article going to get to the point? Followed by Star Trek Voyager in 1995. Even after TNG jumped to feature films in 1994, there were 2 Star Trek series airing from 93 to 99. 2 series on the air in the same year is nothing new for Star Trek, but there is a big difference between television in the 90s and the streaming era of today. But the Picard and Q stuff was good. It depends how you look at it. Pardon me. Anyway. Star Trek TV shows in the 1990s, either in syndication or on the UPN network, were composed of 22 to 26 episodes each. Star Trek Strange New Worlds and Star Trek Starfleet Academy seasons consist of only 10 episodes and take longer to make and cost more. Because they're trying to do actual films and it does me head in. Make TV. Stop trying to do films on TV. Do TV shows for TV. We want wobbly sets back. 2 seasons of a Star Trek on Paramount Plus show combined still don't equal a single season of a 1990 Star Trek show. No matter what, there is simply less Star Trek today than there used to be, and many fans lament the lack of filler episodes that often allowed lesser-known Star Trek characters to shine, or lower-stakes dilemmas to take centre stage. What we're looking at here, this is from Picard Season 3, into... yeah. didn't like Jack. Yeah, it is Jack Crusher. Yeah, he's Jack Crusher, isn't he? Jack Crusher Jr. Except he's not. He's Picard. But anyway, whatever. I'll just name. He's your son, Jean-Luc, but I'm going to name him after my first husband. Is that all right? No. Anyway, this is all from Star Trek Picard season 3. I'm probably the only person in the universe that didn't like Captain What's His Face. Sorry, it's fine. People like it. Cool, I like stuff, that people don't like, so it's fine. I miss the technobabble. I miss proper technobabble. Modern Star Trek tries to do technobabble, but it doesn't make sense. It's just like blah, 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 blah. How, the who for what's it doodah thing is doing the thingamabob doodahs. That's what they say. But at least in proper Trek, classic Star Trek, the technobabble kind of sounded as though it made sense. But nowadays it doesn't. Anyway, Star Trek Strange New Worlds is a genuine hit. For instance, even in Lower Decks, I like Lower Decks. They tried to explain the rocks that when the ship is hit and all that, we get rocks falling from the ceiling, and they tried to make that. See, Windgrace is just going on about it now. Look. They tried to explain the rocks that fall from the ceiling, and they tried to explain it away, but even that didn't make sense, not to me anyway, because they mentioned the deflector dish, and I thought, how could rocks in the ceiling do something about in the ceiling of the bridge, do something about the deflector dish? I don't know, but anyway, whatever. They should have just said it's, a form of, like mica that is used as insulation in the because the bridge, above the bridge is space, isn't it? Because it's deck 1, so it's a form of insulation and all that stuff. But whatever. They didn't. Where were we? I forgot where I want now. Star Trek Strange New Worlds is a genuine hit with audiences, including me. I like it. While Star Trek, although I do. I still enjoy it, for the most part. They were distributed about the ship because they held a chart, or something, It was something to do with the deflector. Lower Decks did do good with that, I agree, Windgrace. I always like leptons, that's it, leptons, they mentioned that, didn't they, in Technobabble. I think Lepton is a town near where I live, or a village near where I live. I'm not kidding. It is. There is a village near me called Lepton. I'm not kidding. Shall I look it up? I'll look it up. See if I can find it on a map. Not show you where I live, obviously. Lepton. There we go. Village in England, told you. Lepton is a village near Huddersfield. So that's telling you near where I live. I don't live in Huddersfield, but not far off. There we go. There's a map of it. I'll drag it across to show you. There we go. Where's Lepton then? There's Huddersfield. There's Lepton there. Look. Near the National Coal Mining Museum. I've been there. Been down into the mine. Anyway, whatever. Right. Where were we? I'll start again. Star Trek Strange New Worlds is a genuine hit with audiences, while Star Trek Starfleet Academy's cast is a compelling curio. I just want to know what's going to happen and what they're going to do with the characters. But it's set in the 32nd century, so I don't care about it. Justin says, I enjoyed the later seasons of Lower Decks. Prodigy is pretty good. Also, it has faith of the heart. Yes, it does. Compelling curio, but Star Trek fans bemoan what they feel is the franchise letting them down by not giving them what they want. Here we go. And they want and have been asking for. At the top of that list is Star Trek Legacy. Yes, that's what the fans want. Although not with the Enterprise G. Not that one. Star Trek Picard Season 3's proposed spin-off about the USS Enterprise G. It's the Titan A, led by Captain 7 of 9, Jerry Ryan. The fact that Paramount Plus has stonewalled Star Trek Legacy despite ardent fan support. It's not Paramount Plus, it's Alex Kurtzman. He doesn't want to do it. It stings the success of Star Trek Picard Season 3 stings Alex Kurtzman because he had nothing to do with it, or very little to do with it, because he was off doing his own failures, his Clarice series or whatever the hell it was, and other things. Did he do The Man Who Fell to Earth? I think he did that as well, didn't he? That bombed. And now he's come back to do Star Trek Strange New World Season 3, and it's going to be crap. Anyway. The fact that Paramount Plus has stonewalled Star Trek Legacy despite ardent fan support is a tremendous disappointment to audiences and the cast and creative team of Star Trek Picard who want to make Legacy. Yes, they do, but it's not going to happen unless Kurtzman goes and they get somebody new in, or unless they threaten him and say, look, we're doing Legacy, all right, if you try and stop it, you're out on your ear. And he'll say, all right then. But he'll stick his finger in it and he'll make it rubby. Like he's probably done with Star Trek Strange New World Season 3, but we will see. Star Trek fans feel both Paramount Plus and Netflix are guilty of not listening to them. Star Trek Prodigy's fan support is so rapturous that it got Kevin and Dan Hagman's CGI animated series picked up by Netflix in the first place. Meanwhile, audiences took time to warm up to Star Trek Lower Decks, such as me, but it's now considered essential Star Trek. And it's my favourite new Trek. Season 5 proved that Mike McMahon's animated comedy was nowhere near ready to call it quits. They should carry on with it. Without Lower Decks, Prodigy and Star Trek Legacy, Star Trek's popular 24th and 25th century eras also have no shows continuing their canon exactly. Wingate says, I also think they weren't allowed to create anything that wasn't in production. Something I don't know what you're saying. The sale or merger talks, but that's just assumption. Dunno. Just my opinion, because Season 3 did a great job of blending older Star Trek and the new style. Yes, it did. It was a lot better than what we've seen, but as I said, I don't think it was as good as people made it out to be. Where did she get that ship, the Shrike? Where did she get it? We were never told. There was too much stuff we just had to take on trust. But anyway, whatever. Anyway, where were we? Star Trek Starfleet Academy will no doubt be met with the same fan suspicion and wariness that have greeted every new Star Trek series since Star Trek: The Next Generation. No matter how good Starfleet Academy is from the get-go, I don't think it will be. It will take time to win over doubters, especially as a spin-off of Star Trek Discovery. Yes, especially. Why set it in the 32nd century, or is it 31st century? 32nd, isn't it? I can't remember. Star Trek Strange New World Season 3 and 4 also have the high bar of Seasons 1 and 2 to live up to. In truth, Star Trek continues to be healthy. I don't think it is. And there are undoubtedly more unannounced Star Trek TV projects in development, but the franchise is also coming down from such great heights. Oh, is that it? Oh, is that it? Right, fair enough. Yeah, I think this is just Star Trek Legacy. But there's this Skydance merger, buyout, whatever you want to call it, still going on, isn't it? So I think everything's still up in the air. But we can only wait and see what happens. But I'm not looking for. Well, I think they're going to mess up Strange New World Season 3. I think it'll start off okay. I think the opening episode, I think, will be okay, because it's going to be essentially finishing off the cliffhanger, isn't it, from Season 2. So I think that'll be okay. But then I think it'll go downhill after that. Particularly with that episode where they get turned into Vulcans. I'm not looking forward to that. But you never know. It might be amazing, but I doubt it. I mean, I even like the musical episode. But I don't think that was as people thought it was stupid. And I don't think it was. Because it explained why they were all singing. It was like that episode of Buffy. That was a demon that was making people sing, wasn't it? And all that. Well, this was a reality where everybody sang that were blending into ours. Anyway, whatever. So anyway, But yes, it does feel like it's the franchise. I won't say failing, but it's kind of as though it's drawing to a close, and there's going to be a new Star Trek coming down the line. That's nothing to do with the Kurtzman era of Star Trek. I hope so, anyway. And they'll just start afresh. But we'll see, won't we? We'll see. Anyway, right, we'll move on to the next story. So that means it's ad break time. Not that an ad break will appear, but we'll do the old 15 seconds. Back in a flash. Before we get on to that, Wingray says Star Trek, the new original series. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Ooh, actually got an ad. Ooh, is YouTube learning? Oh dear. So anyway, yes, Star Trek. I wouldn't be surprised if they did try and remake the original series. I wouldn't be surprised. Right, moving on from Star Trek. Here we go. From Bloody Disgusting, John Squires says Warner Brothers and Christopher Columbus reportedly... It's Chris Columbus, not Christopher Columbus discovered the Americas. Chris Columbus. Reportedly planning new Gremlins movie. It's been rumoured for about 30 years or something like that, hasn't it, or whatever. But anyway, off we go. I never saw that Secrets of the Mogwai animated thing. Was that any good? I don't know. I never saw it. Anyway, can you believe it's been 35 years since a Gremlins movie rampaged up on the big screen? That movie was, of course, Joe Dante's bonkers 1990 sequel to the 1984 classic, with the franchise more recently returning to life with the 2 seasons of an animated prequel series, Gremlins Secrets of the Mogwai, in 2022, and follow-up Gremlins The Wild Batch last year. I didn't even know there were 2 seasons. Hello, Adam Green. Welcome to the show. He says, I love Gremlins too. Yes, so do I. It's great. I love Gremlins as well. I love the 2 Gremlins movies, but as I said, I've not seen the animated versions of those. Anyway, but is the animated series setting the stage for a return of the Gremlins to live action? According to a new article from Deadline today, that takes an expansive look at Warner Brothers Motion Picture Group's near future plans. A new Gremlins movie may indeed be coming soon. One of my favourite comedies, he says. The ending of that sequel was so funny. Where Robert Picardo gets gets basically seduced by that girl gremlin. Anyway, no, I'm not going there. Deadlines report details. Franchise hopes abound down the road in Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum, Practical Magic 2, DC's Clayface, and Supergirl. We've got a story about Supergirl coming up. Drew Goddard's incoming script for a new Matrix. All right. A new Gremlins from Christopher Columbus, and a Goonies treatment. Christopher Columbus was, of course, the writer of the original Steven Spielberg-produced Gremlins, so it's very exciting to hear that Columbus is back on board with the franchise. It was Columbus who not only wrote the Joe Dante-directed horror classic, but also conceived the idea in the first place, which garnered the interest of Spielberg. The rest is pop culture history. And don't forget, he directed the first 2 Harry Potter films, didn't he, Chris Columbus? Anyway. I'm surprised they didn't make Gremlins 3 since 1990. I think Gremlins 2 didn't do as well as they hoped, did it? I thought, because it cost a lot of money to make, and I don't think it did quite as well as they expected it to. So that may be why. Anyway, I could be wrong. 6 years after the release of Gremlins, Joe Dante brought the franchise to New York City with Gremlins 2, The New Batch, in 1990, which Key and Peele hilariously and lovingly lampooned in one of the show's all-time great sketches. I bring this up because it's the perfect encapsulation of everything that's so great about Gremlins 2, a go-for-broke sequel in every sense. Yes, it was. They just said you can have as much money as you want, just get on with it, and he did. And yes, all of that is in the actual movie. Have I seen that? I don't know. But back to the topic at hand. Talk of a third Gremlins movie has come and gone several times over the years, and you can read all about that lengthy history over on the franchise's official Wikipedia page with the link. By the way, links for all these stories are in the description down below. I forgot to mention that. But we had first heard about a new script written by Columbus back in 2017 with that iteration of the script described as being both twisted and dark. Adam says, I had an idea for a storyline for it. Only 5 days to my birthday. Oh, happy birthday. What was your idea for Gremlins 3? I'm really proud of the script, Columbus said in 2017. It is as twisted and dark as anything, so we'll see. It's always a budgetary conversation when we're going to shoot it. I wanted to go back to the really twisted sensibility of the first movie. I found that was a very easy place for me to fall back into and start writing again. So hopefully we'll see that movie soon. Stay tuned for more on the future of the Gremlin saga. Oh, is that it? There we go. And there's Phoebe Cates and what's-his-face. I forgot the name of the actor. In Gremlins 1. They should get them both back. They could play the Dick Miller and his wife role in the new one. I forgot his name. Him anyway. I've only seen him in 2 things. I've seen him in Gremlins, and actually it might have been in Star Trek. Has he been in Star Trek? He might have been. But he's also in Waxwork, the 2 Waxwork films, wasn't he? And I forgot his bloody name. Never mind. So we'll see what happens. Well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it will come to fruition with Chris Columbus under Phil Helmet this time. Now he's a proven director. As I said, he directed the 2 Harry Potter films, didn't he? The first 2. Right, Adam Green says, hybrid gremlin and human characters was one of them as a result of offspring after the end of the second film. Oh, yes. So they look like Robert Picardo. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. That should be fun. We'll see what they do. But I think they should bring them back, at least to cameo in Gremlins 3. For a bit of nostalgia. Bit of fan baiting. What's the phrase? I can't remember. I'm blanking. Anyway, right, we'll move on. We'll move on to the next story. So it's time for that 15-second thingamabob. Ad break. Yes, happy early birthday, Adam. In 5 days. Not my birthday for ages. Not that I'm bothered. I'm at that age where I don't care. Right, moving on. Next up, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. It's the first I've heard of this. I didn't even know they were making a Supergirl film. Anyway, this is from the Hollywood Reporter. Boris Kitt. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow adds David Krumholtz, whoever he is, and Emily Beecham. She's related to Stephanie. Don't know. Maybe. House of the Dragon star Millie Alcock is playing Kara Zor-El, the cousin of Superman. Don't know if people see Millie Alcock. I think she's ugly. I do. But anyway, whatever. I'm guessing that's David Krumholtz, who, I don't know, kind of looks like a Snapchat filtered never mind. But they call him George Michael. Anyway, whatever. He's Bernard from the Santa. I've never watched the Santa Claus movies. Never watched the Santa Claus. Got them. Well, my son has got them upstairs. The box set of the Santa Claus movies. But I've never sat and watched them. And I love Christmas films, but for some reason I've never got round to watching the Santa Claus movies. Anyway, And I presume that's Emily Beecham, I presume. Oh, it says there, look. Right, David Krumholtz was recently part of the all-star cast of Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. Oh, right, very good. And British actress Emily Beecham have joined the spacefaring cast of Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, with Craig Gillespie. Which Craig Gillespie, never heard of him, is directing for Warner Brothers Discovery arm DC Studios. So I'm going to look up Emily Beecham, see if she's related to Stephanie. I just want to know. I'm just curious. Spelling it wrong. Emily Beecham, English actress. Right, Wikipedia. No, she ain't. Not related whatsoever. Never mind. Right, the feature, which began shooting this week in DC's UK production hub of Leavesden, is inspired by the Tom King and Bill Key, Everly, I don't know, comic book miniseries and stars House of the Dragons Millie Alcock. I've heard people have it Alcock and Alcock for me. Playing Kara Zor-El, the cousin of Superman. It's not be as good as Helen Slater, who I've met at Comic Con, and she's lovely. It's unclear how faithful the script by Anna Nogueira is to the comic. Speaking of Helen Slater's Supergirl, bit of news concerning that coming up. Sad news, which you've probably already heard. It's unclear how faithful the script by Anna Nogueira, probably mispronouncing that as well, is to the comic, which eschewed the traditional good versus bad tropes, and instead was a cosmic character piece spanning many worlds and alien cultures. The Eisner-nominated 2021 story was told from the perspective of a young alien girl named Ruthie. It'll be crap. If it's a new one from 2021, it'll be crap. It will. It'll be that. And I don't mean the win. Who enlists the aid of Supergirl in a quest of revenge, I presume that means. Against Krem of the Yellow Hills. Sounds like a dessert, doesn't it? The man who killed her father. Eve Ridley is on the call sheet as Ruthie. While I'm probably mispronouncing that as well. It's probably Ruth I or something, I don't know. While Matthias Schoenaerts is Krem. Jason Momoa is due to cameo excuse me, as alien bounty hunter Lobo. And they say, why do you look so like Aquaman? That's what they'll be saying. Krumholtz and Beecham will play Supergirl's parents. All right. The project was one of the first features developed by DC Studios, headed by James Gunn and Peter Safran. The duo unveiled as part of the initial slate. Pardon me. Alcock was picked as Supergirl almost a year ago and will first appear in Gunn's Superman movie. Supergirl gets underway, so the Supergirl that we saw in The Flash is not she's just that the Flash movie Supergirl, and we don't see her again. Is that what's going to happen? I don't know. Supergirl gets underway this winter and will shoot in the UK. You've just said at Leavesden. Krumholtz has been acting since his teenage years, notably appearing in the Santa Claus movies, says Win Grace, and later starring for 6 seasons in CBS crime drama Numbers in the late aughts. He played Nobel Prize winner Isidore Rabi, or Rabbi, whatever, in Nolan's Oppenheimer. Beecham may best be known for starring in Netflix's mind-bending series 1899 and appeared in the Guy Ritchie thriller The Covenant with Jake Gyllenhaal. I've not seen any of these. This month she co-stars in historical epic William Tell. She's going to be playing William Tell. I wouldn't be surprised. Or she'll be in the William Tell story when his son wanted it, that he put the apple on his son's head. It'll be William Tell's daughter, and she'll be saying, I'll put this apple, or she'll put the apple on William Tell's head, and she'll be the one that bow and arrow. Probably. Blah, blah, blah. So there we go. So, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, coming. Which I didn't know. But with Millie Alcock as Supergirl. Don't work for me, but never mind. What do I know? You want somebody attractive as Supergirl, don't you? And, I don't think Millie Alcock's attractive. I'm sorry, I don't. But anyway, there we go. Much as I don't think... I forgot the name now. Over the boobs. That's, been everywhere. I'm blanking on the name now. I don't think she's particularly attractive, but got a great figure. What can I say? Anyway, right. So there we go. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And they're her parents, who looks like, I don't know, it looks like Harry Enfield comedy character. What is it, like Stavros or something. How, Papes? Ran a kebab shop. He were Greek. Looks like that, doesn't it? Anyway, right. We'll move on. So, ad time. Here we go. See if an ad appears. Will it? Don't know. Probably not. And I'm back. Right. Moving on. Again with a Hollywood Reporter. I think I've got 3 Hollywood Reporter things in a row. From Boris Kitt again. He's been busy, isn't he? I guess it's a he. Don't know. New Anaconda movie snares Thandiwe. Just get rid of the W, love. Steve Zahn exclusive again. Selton Mello appears in Brazilian award season hopeful I'm Still Here and Ione Sky. I've also joined the Columbia feature. So there we go. That's Thandiwe, Steve Zahn, Ione Sky, and Selton Mello. I only know her. Actually, I think I've heard of them, but I don't know. Thandiwe, who starred in HBO's acclaimed Westworld, and silo actor Steve Zahn have been swallowed up by Anaconda. Ha! See what they did there. Columbia's comedic reimagining of the 1997 horror movie. I don't know, was it a horror film? I don't know. Kind of comedic. I've only seen it once, but it was kind of comedic in itself, wasn't it? Famous waterfall that goes up. But anyway. That launched a mini franchise. I think I've only seen the first one of all the Anaconda films. Anyway, Selton Mello appears in Brazilian award season hopeful I'm Still Here, and Ione Sky have also joined the feature that stars by. What do you mean talking about? Proofreading, thing of the past. Paul Rudd and Jack Black. Mello will be making his English language debut with the action comedy. Tom Gormican, who directed the Nicolas Cage meta movie The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, is co-writing with collaborator Kevin Etten and will direct the feature. The original movie starred Jennifer Lopez, Owen Wilson, Ice Cube and Jon Voight and followed a National Geographic film crew hunting for the world's largest and deadly CGI snake, only to find the tables turned. The new story, according to sources, involves a group of friends facing midlife crises who are remaking their favourite movie from their youth. Oh, so it's meta then. So that Anaconda is going to be a movie in the movie, by the looks of it. They head to the rainforest. They're going to have is it going to have an upside down waterfall? They head to the rainforest only to find themselves in a fight for their lives against natural disasters, giant snakes and violent criminals. Black will play an erstwhile director, again, like he did in King Kong. A man stuck in his job as a wedding videographer, while Rudd will play an actor who did a stint on a cop show but sees his Hollywood dreams slipping further and further away. Newton and Zahn are other childhood friends that joined the two on the ill-fated adventure. It sounds familiar. I'm trying to think what it sounds familiar from. Don't know. City Slickers. That popped in my head. It sounds like City Slickers, doesn't it? Anyway. While Mello will play Brazilian animal wrangler, Sky is playing Black's wife. The movie is now shooting in Australia, where it's being supported by the Queensland Government through Screen Queensland's production attraction strategy. Fully formed, the Banner, run by producers Brad Fuller and Andrew Form, is producing the movie which has a December 25th release date. Oh, it's coming out Christmas Day. Shades of Tropic Thunder. Yes, Shades of Tropic Thunder 2. Yes, it does. Sounds similar to that. Oh, we haven't done yet. I thought we'd done. Newton, who won an Emmy for her work on Westworld, I saw the first 2 seasons, which I liked. I liked the first and the third season. I think I saw episode 1 of season 3 and I turned it off. I never watched it again. But season 1, specifically of Westworld, was really good. Can currently be heard as part of the voice cast of Mufasa, the Lion King. Thandie Newton will always be... main names I've forgotten already. The wife of Lord Thingamabob in the Chronicles of Riddick. We did it recently on Magnificent Mondays. I liked her in that. Justin says the idea sounds bad, but it could surprise me. Yes, it could. It could be, it could be fun. If it's fun, fine. Sounds fun. Zahn, who appeared in the first season of HBO's The White Lotus, will next be seen opposite Glenn Powell in Hulu's upcoming series Chad Powers. Glenn Powell's getting everywhere recently, isn't he? An actor since childhood in his native Brazil, Melo now stars opposite Fernanda Torres. Is that R supposed to be there? I don't know. In Walter Salazar's I'm Still Here. The political drama scored a major and surprise boost in the awards race earlier this month. Oh, there it is supposed to be Torres. When Torres won the Golden Globe for Best Actress. The movie has also had a Best Foreign Language Film nomination and is Brazil's entry into the Oscar race. Cool. I mean, why are they still doing that? Foreign Film Language nomination. When, what was it, a couple of years ago, or I don't know, it could be 5 years ago for all I know, but a foreign language film won Best Oscar, didn't it, with Parasite? I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Melo, who additionally last year starred in Brazilian movie Bury Your Dead, is also a director, with one of his movies, The Clown, serving as his country's submission for the Best Foreign Language film at the 2013. Oh, right, going back now. 2013 Oscars. Sky, the long-time actress who is known for her work ranging from Say Anything to Zodiac, has been doing series work, notching up credits on Netflix's Beef, NBC's La Brea, and NBC's Good Girls. They're repped. Pardon me. So there we go. Actually, I'm looking forward to that. I think that might be fun. Even if it does have Jack Black in it. I bet he doesn't shave. 29 Parasite dropped. So it's 6 years ago. Bloody hell. Like a couple of years ago. Jesus. And it was good. I enjoyed Parasite. I thought it was good. I don't know if it deserved to win the Oscar, but it was good. I don't think this will win any Oscars, but you never know, do you? It might be amazing. I hope Jack Black shaves that beard off, or at least trims it, because he's not doing his street cred any good, is he? Anyway, so there we go. We'll move on. We're nearly done now. So here comes the 15-second ad break. Anyway, these last 2 stories are sad because the 2 obituaries, you know one of them because he's on the thumbnail, but we're doing the other one first. Lots of people dying this week, aren't there? Which is sad. We've had Joan Plowright, whose name I know, but I can't think of anything she's been in, but we all know her name. Billy D. Williams mentioned her on his Instagram, saying back in 1960 he appeared on stage with her. So he was sad about that. But I think Othello, he appeared on stage in Othello. But anyway, one of them, another person that's died. Speaking of Supergirl, the director of Supergirl, I don't know how you pronounce it. Jeannot Szwarc, is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. He's French, or he was French. Director of Somewhere in Time and Jaws 2, which I thought were really good. I went to see Jaws 2 at the cinema in 1978. And I really like Jaws 2. Dies at 87. The Paris-born Helmer also helmed Supergirl, which I kind of enjoyed. It wasn't amazing, but I kind of enjoyed it. And Santa Claus, which is alright, and handled it's got a nice 80s special effecty Christmassy feel to it, as Santa Claus the movie, and handled multiple episodes of Jag, Smallville and Grey's Anatomy. Justin says Jaws 2 was very good. Yes, I really like Jaws 2. She was in The Flash. Supergirl. Yes. Anyway. Jeannot Szwarc, probably mispronouncing it, the French-American director who helmed the movie Somewhere in Time and Jaws 2 and multiple episodes of shows including The Practice, Smallville and Grey's Anatomy, has died. He was 87. Szwarc died Tuesday of respiratory failure at Central Hospital in Loches, France. His son Sacha Szwarc, a film editor, told The Hollywood Reporter. Jane Seymour, who starred alongside Christopher Reeve in the 1980 time-travelling romantic fantasy Somewhere in Time, said on Facebook that the role changed her career. Helen Slater's version. Nope, not going to fix that autocorrect. I know Helen Slater were in... Oh, I still haven't got round to watching The Flash. Oh, so she were in The Flash as well, in one of the cameos. Right, I get you. I've still not got round to watching that, The Flash. Still not got round to watching it. I know she appeared in Supergirl, the TV series, didn't she? The CW Supergirl series. Didn't she play Supergirl's mother? I think she did, didn't she? Dean Cain played her dad, didn't he? Anyway, Jeannot Szwarc was not just a brilliant director, but a kind and generous soul, she wrote. He gifted us many timeless stories, including Somewhere in Time. I've not seen it, to be honest. A film that changed my life forever. May his memory be a blessing, and may his artistry live on in our hearts. His other film credits include the Martin... I'm twitching, my eyes twitching for some reason. Included the Martin Sheen starring Enigma, 1982, the Helen Slater starring Supergirl, 1984, and Santa Claus, 1985, starring David Huddleston and Dudley Moore. Szwarc also had a long and thriving career in American episodic TV, calling the shots on 19 episodes of Jag from 1998 to 2004, 18 of The Practice, 1999 to 2004, 14 of Smallville, 03 to 11, 12 of Without a Trace, 05 to 09. To get busy, didn't it? 15 of Bones, 07 to 16, and 15 of Grey's Anatomy, 09 to 19. He also worked on Ally McBeal, Cold Case, Heroes, and Supernatural, among many other series. Born in Paris on November 21st, 1937, Szwarc moved with his family to Argentina when he was about 3 years old. So, 1940, so, France invaded about that time, wasn't it? Why did he go to Argentina? Because we know who else went to Argentina, don't we? After the war or whatever. But never mind. They spent about 5 years there before returning to Paris, where he continued his studies. He eventually attended Harvard University and began working on documentaries and TV commercials. Once back in the US, Szwarc, I don't know how to pronounce it, helmed episodes of Ironside and It Takes a Thief before becoming the resident director for Rod Serling's NBC anthology series Night Gallery in 1971. We mentioned Night Gallery, well I did, in my Friday Night Appointment with Fear on Friday, didn't I? We're talking about voodoo dolls, and I remembered that one episode of the Night Gallery, it reminded me of that. There's an episode where a voodoo doll gets burned and a man gets burned at the end. And I remember it from when I was a kid. I've not seen it since. Anyway, like Steven Spielberg, the director of the original Jaws, Szwarc started out in Hollywood at Universal. In a 2019 interview with Film Talk, Szwarc recalled being hired by the studio on the fly to replace initial Jaws 2 director Verna Fields. She was the director. She was the editor of the original Jaws, wasn't she? I didn't know she was going to direct Jaws 2. I thought... Oh no, he went on to direct Jaws 3, didn't he? Joe Alves. I think the only film he ever directed, wasn't it? Anyway, replaced initial Jaws 2 director Verna Fields, Mother Cutter, they used to call her, just as he was preparing a TV pilot for venerable whatever, producer Quinn Martin, a Quinn Martin production, The Invaders. The movie was a mess at the time, he said. I presume he's saying this in a French accent. I don't know, but I'll just say it in mine. I don't know what was going on. I didn't have a clue, he recalled. So they gave me the script, I read it, and they asked, "What do you think?" I told them that the dialogue was terrible, but the action was good. His reward for getting that 1978 movie to the finish line was somewhere in time. The studio head Lou Wasserman, not the ghost of Lou Wasserman, I probably mispronouncing that, who appears on WDW Pro's channel, said he could direct the fantasy film, but only if the budget was cut in half. We had very little money when we made it. Excuse me. But I didn't mind, he said. The studio was so absolutely not interested in the project that they left us totally alone. He's survived by his wife, Kara Szwarc, and another son, Stefan Szwarc. He was a passionate filmmaker and cinephile his whole life, Sasha said. Traits he has passed down to both his sons. So there we go, very sad. But 87's a grand age. I hope I make it to 87. Don't think I will. Might not make it to 60 at this rate, but we'll see. We will see. Right, so anyway, we'll move on to... I won't do an ad break this time. We'll move on to the final obituary. This one's from the BBC. There we go. David Lynch, mind-bending Twin Peaks director who embraced the weird. As we know, he's passed away. Is he going to say it here? Why, yes. I don't know how old he was. 78. David Lynch. It's a bit small, that, isn't it? I'll make that bigger. There we go. Better, isn't it? Anyway, reports Alex Taylor of the BBC, and there's David Lynch. David Lynch once said he was inspired to become a filmmaker when, while painting, he inexplicably heard a gust of wind and saw the artwork move on canvas. I can believe that. The moment defined his obsession with seeing paintings move, but also his flair for the bizarre, twisting realities on the small and big screen for almost 40 years. The 78-year-old US director, who has died months after announcing an emphysema diagnosis, became the contemporary face of weird, unsettling worlds often hidden within everyday society, from TV series Twin Peaks to films like Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive and Inland Empire. A self-professed daydreamer, Lynch burst onto the scene via the midnight movie circuit with 1977's Eraserhead. A disorienting horror. A comment on male paranoia. I don't know, is it a horror film? I thought it's just a weird film, innit? A comment on male paranoia set the layered template that ran through his work. I've only seen it once, a long time ago, and it was just weird and kind of made you feel a bit ill, because it's got that, there's like a drone going all the way through the movie, a bit like my voice, going all the way through the movie, that kind of upsets your stomach a bit, but anyway. 4 decades later, he lived to see his style immortalised as an adjective in the Oxford English Dictionary. Lynchian, it reads, blurs surreal or sinister elements with the mundane. An accolade fitting of the 4-time Oscar nominee turned Lifetime Achievement recipient, whose character was as big as his films. And there he is again. David Keith Lynch was born in Missoula, Montana on January 20th, 1946. The son of a research scientist for the Department of Agriculture, he spent much of his early life moving around from state to state with his brother and sister. However, Lynch's parents encouraged his artistic ambitions from an early age. Speaking to Rolling Stone in 1990, he said his mother saved him by encouraging him to draw on scrap paper rather than using colouring books, where the whole idea is to stay between the lines. This ethos inspired his films, tinged by a rebellious streak which he teased lasted from the age of 14 to 30. I don't know, I think it lasted all his life, to be honest. People rebel that long these days, he reasoned, because we're built to live longer. Youthful frustration at the calm of suburban life left him craving for something out of the ordinary to happen, to challenge the superficiality of 1950s family ideals, a dark dream his films and shows brought to life. Lynch's black and white debut feature Eraserhead achieved this vision far more successfully than his years at art school, with its central character descending into madness after fathering a terrifying baby. And there's the poster for it. Critics were left confused, but its late-night cinema success sparked a breakthrough, where one audience member recommended him to Mel Brooks, who asked him to helm Elephant Man. Co-written by Lynch, the film's cast of eventual screen icons, including John Hurt as Merrick and Anthony Hopkins, transformed the story of stigma into an emotional critical hit, outpacing the original stage play. It saw Lynch receive Oscar nominations for Best Director and Adapted Screenplay as part of the film's 8 nominations that included Best Picture. Good film is Elephant Man. But if Hollywood thought it had found a new blockbuster master, Tinseltown quickly discovered Lynch had no interest in playing mainstream with his 1984 adaptation of sci-fi epic Dune, which is my favourite version of Dune. Even though I do like Denis Villeneuve's modern version, I think David Lynch's is miles better. But he won't talk about it, will he? He hates it. He won't talk about it. Anyway. Featuring questionable special effects, some of them are amazing, some of them a bit iffy, but some of them are amazing. Yes, he did a good job with Dune, yes he did. Costumes and rock star Sting lathered in baby oil. Sometimes it was, yes. And he was supposed to be nude in the scene where we see him lathered in baby oil. He was supposed to be nude, and they said no. The producers or whatever, the studio said no, put something on him, so they quickly made him some futuristic underpants. The Guardian's Charles Bramesco wrote that Lynch's experiments left the franchise radioactive for decades. I'm proud of everything except Dune, Lynch would later tell a YouTube Q&A, while admitting elsewhere it almost killed his career. I mean, he was offered Return of the Jedi, wasn't he? George Lucas wanted him to direct Return of the Jedi, and he turned it down to do Dune. But which is good, I think, because I like it. He had to compromise his vision of Dune, and it hurt him. Yeah, I suppose so. But it's still pretty weird. I mean, that bloody cat with a mouse taped to it and all that stuff that Freddie Jones has to milk to so he doesn't die. That's proper David Lynch, is that, isn't it? I can't remember if that were. I don't think that were in the book. Anyway, the wounds began to heal, however, when he returned to double down on his signature style, placing his fascination with America's dirty underbelly in his sights. Blue Velvet, starring Kyle MacLachlan from Dune, followed a small-town boy caught up... Oh, we're on about Blue Velvet. Sorry, I thought it was about Twin Peaks for a minute. Caught up in the underworld after he discovered a severed ear. No, I don't think I've ever seen Blue Velvet. I think I have. He wanted to recut the film to be more like he wanted. I don't think they'd let him do it. And then that TV version came out, didn't it? The extended version came out that he told him to take his name off, so that's directed by Alan Smithy. But anyway. Where were we? 70. Brutal and violent in part, it divided critics but won Lynch's second Oscar nod for Best Director. This is the way America is to me, Lynch would later describe the movie in his book Lynch on Lynch. There's a very innocent, naive quality to life, and there's a horror and a sickness as well. Not just America, that though, it's everywhere, isn't it? There's always a veneer of civilization, but you don't have to go very far for it all to like fall apart, do you? He won the prestigious Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival for Romance Wild at Heart in 1990. Romance? I suppose it was romantic, just incredibly violent. Starring Nicolas Cage, Laura Dern, and Willem Dafoe. Who I think Willem Dafoe in that, is it? Spoilers. He kind of blows his own head off, literally, with a shotgun, doesn't he? Kind of accidentally. But it was Lynch's belief in American beauty and horror being two sides of the same coin, perfected in his TV project Twin Peaks, released the same year, that came to define him. On paper, the unsettling drama explored the murky goings-on in the US logging town following the murder of teenage beauty queen Laura Palmer, hauntingly brought to life by Cheryl Lee. Justin says, Blue Velvet is very good, and Lost Highway also. I'm not that much of a David Lynch fan, to be honest. But as I loved his Dune, I quite liked Wild at Heart, but I've not seen a lot of his films. As I said, Eraserhead made me feel ill, but anyway. And I didn't see all of Twin Peaks. But what I did see, I kind of liked. I just never got round to watching it all. Anyway. But viewers were truly captivated by what it offered on screen, a dreamlike nightmare of wonderfully idiosyncratic characters, including FBI agent Dale Cooper, again played by Kyle MacLachlan, in the apparent comfort of picket-fenced America, cherry pie and coffee included. Before unflinchingly reaching into living rooms with its chilling undercurrent of sexual abuse and murder. It was one that had no prior place on US TV. I should try Twin Peaks again. I started it years ago and didn't finish. That's I can't remember where I left off, so I'd have to start from the beginning again because I can't remember, when I stopped watching it. Anyway, I'm sure it's on streaming somewhere. I'm sure I've seen it on streaming, and I can't remember where. Is it on Disney Plus? I've seen it somewhere. I've seen it on a streaming service somewhere, but I can't remember. Wait, I'm going to look it up. Twin Peaks UK streaming. It's on Paramount Plus. Right, that's where I've seen it then. It's on Paramount Plus. Right, fair enough. Where were we? The ABC show won 3 Golden Globe Awards in 1991, including Best TV Drama Series, Best Actor in a TV Drama for MacLachlan. Without Twin Peaks and its big bang expansion of the possibilities of television, half your favourite shows wouldn't exist, wrote James Parker for The Atlantic. Although I think I did watch Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. I think I have seen that, which was weird. The show, he continued, effectively renegotiated TV's contract with its audience. It mattered little that the second season faltered after the killer was revealed. TV was no longer safe. It was viscerally alive. Big screen ideas and production values somehow beamed into living rooms in an age when the silver screen still ruled. In 1992, viewers were taken back to Twin Peaks with a prequel feature film, Fire Walk with Me, but nothing quite matched the original run. Justin says Twin Peaks is pretty good. We've all got the theme in our heads now, haven't we? When the nation asked who killed Laura Palmer, it wasn't just about solving the mystery, but finding sanctuary from rotten realities society would rather ignore. Lynch had found his darkness. He would eventually shift focus back to the big screen to attack Hollywood's devilish tricks of fame, glamour, deceit and identity loss in films unofficially known as his Los Angeles trilogy. This began with 1997's Lost Highway, before 2001's Mulholland Drive, which I've seen that, I quite like that. Perhaps the closest in aesthetic to Twin Peaks. The psychological drama received critical acclaim, scoring Lynch his 3rd Best Director Oscar nomination and scooping the Best Director gong at Cannes. In recent years, it has also been recognised for its queer themes. Particularly, I'm not saying that in a way, but whatever. Particularly between Naomi Watts and Laura Harring's character. It doesn't matter. Whatever. that challenged traditional Hollywood storytelling of the time. If it's part of the story, fine. Don't draw attention to it. Just it's part of the story, whatever. Last game, 2006's Inland Empire, Lynch's final feature film, which proved as mind-melting as ever, showing Hollywood star culture no mercy. Have I seen that one? Am I thinking of a different one? I can't remember. As Mike Munster told BBC Arts Inside Cinema, Lynch lures us in with the promise of familiar traditional genre thrills and mysteries as a safety net before that weirdness starts to creep in. Eventually the mystery box is opened. Mystery box. Did J.J. Abrams do it? Revealing the darker, more sinister story that Lynch has actually been telling us all along. In his latter years, Lynch enjoyed revered cult status. In 2017, he directed Twin Peaks: The Return, a new series set 25 years after the events of the original show, with much of the same cast. At the same time, the show's legacy continues to endure, inspiring dramas like True Detective and 2023's critically acclaimed PlayStation survival horror game Alan Wake 2. I played Alan Wake 1. I did start it once, but wasn't for me. And I've not seen True Detective either. I've heard season 1 is really good. You know, best TV ever made, you know, or whatever. But I've never seen it. Away from the camera, Lynch admitted he had sometimes struggled to balance the tricky business of fatherhood with his career. Alan Wake is great. I haven't played 2. I started the first one. I think I got a bit fed up of having to run for lights, to run for street lights, to keep stay in the light, haven't you? And it kind of got on my nerves a bit, but anyway. He welcomed 4 children, Jennifer, Austin, Riley and Lula, with ex-wives Peggy Reevy, Mary Fisk and Mary Sweeney. That's I think, what's her name now? I forgot her first name. Anyway, and the strange wife, Emily Stoffel. I love all my children and we get along great, but in the early years, before you can have a relationship of talking to them, it's tough, he told Vulture. The kids. It's always tough talking to your kids. The work is the main thing, no matter how old they are. They won't listen to you. The work is the main thing, and I know I've caused suffering because of that. But at the same time, I have huge love for the kids. I popped in my head then, and it went again. Never mind. True Detective Season 1 is a masterpiece. That's what I've heard. I've never watched it. Although Lynch never did return to feature film directing... what? That came out wrong, didn't it? I'll start that again. Although Lynch never did return to feature film directing to give himself another shot at an elusive Oscar win, he was granted an honorary Lifetime Achievement statuette by the Academy in 2019. He also made a cameo in Steven Spielberg's semi-autobiographical 2022 film, The Fabelmans, playing filmmaker John Ford. His artistic pursuits increasingly diversified toward the end of his life, from his original passion for painting to music. Just last year he released Cellophane Memories, an album with Christabel. This added to his previous work producing music videos for artists like Moby and 9 Inch Nails. That name's in my head and I can't bring it forward. Discussing his emphysema diagnosis last summer, he said he was in excellent shape. Sydney Sweeney, that's what I'm thinking of, from before. Who everybody thinks she's gorgeous, but I don't think she is, but she's got a great figure. But whatever, anyway, that's whatever. One with Jodie Foster is very up there also. Is that season 3? I don't know. I'd say I've not even seen season 1. So. Maybe I'll get round to them one day. There's too much to watch these days, isn't there? Anyway. Discussing his emphysema diagnosis last summer, he said he was in excellent shape and would never retire. He added the diagnosis was the price to pay for his smoking habit, although he didn't regret the enjoyment it gave him. But his condition deteriorated within months. In a November interview with People magazine, Lynch said he needed oxygen to walk. However, his ideas live on, as unique as the way he described thinking of them. Speaking in conversation with musician Patti Smith for BBC Newsnight in 2014, he said, "I get ideas in fragments. It's as if in the other room there's a puzzle. All the pieces are together, but in my room they just flip one piece at a time into me." Right, there we go. So there we go, David Lynch. Rest in peace. I don't think there'll be another director like him, to be completely honest, will there? Not like David Lynch. As I said, his name has become synonymous with weird movie making, hasn't it? Lynchian. So anyway, so there we go. Rest in peace. Maybe I'll get round to watching Twin Peaks again. We will see. Right. We're all done and dusted. We'll leave it there. We will leave it there. So, what's coming up next for me? I don't know. What day are we on? Sunday? Tomorrow. For Magnificent Mondays tomorrow, we're doing Crocodile Dundee. Yay! With Paul Hogan and Linda Kozlowski. So that should be fun, I hope. So that's that. And then next Friday, for Appointment with Fear, we're doing Subservience starring Megan Fox. We're having a look at that, which you can find on Netflix. I forgot it were on Netflix. I was going to buy the Blu-ray of it, and I thought, I'm not paying that. And so I looked it up on Amazon Prime, and it was on Amazon Prime, relatively inexpensive. So I thought, I'll buy it on Amazon Prime. And then remembered it's on Netflix. What an idiot. But anyway, so that's what we're doing anyway, next week. Friday night, Appointment with Fear, Subservience, which is a really good film. Lynch and Wyngrace, just those two. Lynchian and Wyngracian. So, right. So, I'm going to go now and sort some supper out for me and my lad. That cat's still lying there. You alright, mate? Yeah, he is. Right, so thanks Wyngrace and Justin34 and Adam Green. I think that's all that popped in, isn't it? To say hello. So we'll see. Shall I start doing Sunday night news streams again? I don't know. We'll see. Depends if there's any news, I suppose, doesn't it? But anyway. Right, so I'm going to go now. So thanks for watching, and wherever you are, look after each other. Hang on, let me get sorted. There we go. Look after each other, and until next time, I'll say they.